Hey guys, Barry here, and welcome to your gaming station, NintendoImpactGaming. And here again we have the lovely Bobby, the Nintendo Guru. Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you doing, Barry?
I'm good, thanks. How's America these days?
We're hanging on, man. We're
I
hanging
can
on
see that, all right. Yeah, with your silly debate. But
it's
anyway, yeah,
yeah. City country debate. What are you talking about? We're talking
yeah,
about presidential races and
yeah,
stuff. Yeah, let's not get into that, shall we?
yeah, yeah. So basically, we are here to discuss the wonderful world of virtual reality. So,
Yes.
like, would you call it wonderful? Like,
No,
no.
I think it's horrible. I think it's the worst thing that people can want to do. I to each their own. If that's what they want to do, I just there's things that worry me about it, and I'm not ready to dive into it yet.
Yeah,
I don't feel like we'll get into all that, but I don't think the people are ready for it.
yeah,
In terms of like, I don't think the technology is 110% there yet. It's not. There's rumors of headaches and things like that nature. So it's like, what exactly is going on? And I feel like that's why, when you're talking about computers,
mm-hmm.
so Oculus is probably the better of them all in terms of like, because you're running, you can, if you have the proper computer and you're ramped up to go, then yeah, it's going to be good. But I think something like the PSVR is not strong enough to truly run to run VR the way it needs to be. Like,
Yeah,
everything that I read on it is it's a deception to your eyes. So typically, like if I hold my phone like real close to my eyes, I can do damage to my eyes.
yeah, yeah,
What this does is it tricks your eyes because there's no pixels to think that it's actually looking long distance, not close to your face. So, like if I hold a piece of paper to my face and I'm trying to read it, I'm going to damage my eyes.
yeah,
I'm going to
yeah,
hurt my eyes. But if this, because of the way it is, it tricks your eyes into thinking it's looking out into a field. It's not really looking at a piece of glass this close to your face.
yeah. So it adds
That's all
depth
well and
to it.
good.
Yeah,
And that's all well and good.
yeah,
But what happens if the game starts to pixel out? Now all of a sudden them pixels are flickering in front of your eyes.
mm-hmm.
And you may not even know that it's happening. You could potentially, my feeling is, you could potentially be damaging your eyes. So that's why with this stuff, I'm not ready to trust Sony and Palmer Luckey to tell me that everything's okay and we should use it, because they're not really running tests on it yet. Like, nobody's been really testing it in terms of like what kind of damage it can do to your eyes.
Yeah, yeah.
So the jury's kind of still out on it. And I'm like, I was watching, or I was reading an article. Oh, what the heck is her name? McKenzie from Kotaku.
Oh yeah,
She used to work
Mackenzie.
for
Yeah, yeah,
Kotaku.
yeah.
Yeah, she was on. I think she used to work for IGN, and then she worked for Kotaku. I don't know if she still worked for Kotaku or not, but she spent like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours playing with it one day, and like had a massive headache when it was done. Why is that? Like, there's got to be something to this.
Yeah.
So I think at some point the technology will get there, and I think at some point it'll probably be good. I just don't know that it's ready now, and that makes me a little nervous. So for me, I'm not excited for it yet. So, for other people, I get it, and I understand why people are excited for it. It's fully immersive. It's kind of cool. It's something different. Like, more power to you. But just for me, it's not. It's not there yet.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so like I think it's a weird situation. Will it be like the 3DS? Like when I first got the 3DS, because it's glasses free.
Mm-hmm.
Like for about the first 2 weeks, my eyes were a bit sore because you're just getting used to something new, without the glasses. But like ever since
Yeah.
then, they're fine. My eyes are, they're grand. Like,
Well, the thing too is okay. So when you looked at the original 3DS that came out, part of the issue too was, if you did not lock your hands into position and keep it still and find that sweet spot, it would kind of move and it would blur, unblur, blur, unblur. Again, it messes your eyes up. So that's where the headaches come. With the new 3DS, I don't have them issues now. Like, I can crank it on full 3D and move it around, and it's good. You know what I mean? Like, because
yeah,
it locks on your eyes now, and it follows your eyes. I think the 3D now is 10 times better, but I don't play with 3D anyway. Like, the only game that I ever really played 3D with was Animal Crossing, just because it kind of adds some depth to the
yeah, because
game.
it has a kind of like a 3D world, as in like a round
Yeah,
galaxy kind of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, it has that round. It's kind of like a barrel. It's like
Yeah,
you're running on a barrel, kind of. So as you're running, the trees are kind of coming forward. It gives that depth perception. So that's probably the only game, and I don't even do that for a long time. I maybe do it for like maybe 10 minutes. I'm like, oh, that is cool, and I shut it off. If a 2DS had a clamshell, I probably would have owned a 2DS rather than a 3DS because I rarely run 3D. The only game that I played consistently 3D was 3D Land,
Great
and that's
game.
just because, yeah, it's a wonderful game, and that's only because in certain sections you had to play in 3D.
Oh,
You
big
had
time. You
to,
needed it. Yeah.
yeah, you need to notice that depth perception in order to hit blocks and things of that. So yeah, I don't really mess with 3D in terms of like the 3DS that much.
Yeah. So if we go back way back in the 80s, Sega
Mm-hmm.
released the Sega VR powered shades. I've never even heard of them. I've never used them before.
Mm-mm.
But I guess the most famous one is Nintendo's baby, the Virtual Boy.
Yes, which, let's be honest, it was really virtual. It wasn't a virtual, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't virtual reality. It was more the 3DS before the 3DS. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, that was their first step into 3D. That was their first attempt at it. Like, the goggle, it was a gimmick, essentially. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
something that, like, hey, you put these things on, because we didn't really even know what virtual reality was back then. Um, like, you saw it, you heard about it, but it was like nothing to like what it is now. You know what I mean? And so when the Virtual Boy came out, it was kind of just 3D. That's all it was. But it was, the weird thing was, like, similar to the Game Boy, where the Game Boy was like a green and gray color. This was red and black.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, I don't understand, and I know there's some reasoning behind that. I think it has something to do with your eyes and to help with the 3D or something like that. But um, I never played a Virtual Boy. I want to get one. I do want to buy one and try it out. Um, but I hear that, like, you can only play it for a limited time because you start to get a headache. It starts to mess with your eye, and that was the whole reason why. It's funny because when I was a kid and the Virtual Boy came out, I was like, I don't want that. I don't want that. That's kind of weird. And then one day I was sitting there, I was reading Nintendo Power, and I started going through and seeing all the games that were coming, and all that. I'm like, I think I want one. I'm going to go get one. And I went to Toys R Us to go pick one up. And now you're talking like 4 or 5 months later,
Yeah.
and they're like, they're done. You can't get them. And I'm like, you can't get it. And they're like, they discontinued it. I'm like, that quick? Like, it just came out. And they're like, yeah, it's done. It's a wrap. They're done. They
Yeah.
actually called us. They actually called us and told us to send them back to them and stuff. And I'm like, holy cow, that's crazy. So I never was able to get my hands on one. And then now I'm like, they're just expensive.
Yeah. 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 Very
Like,
expensive.
for something I'm not really going to play with and use, it's a pricey option. But we'll see. One day I might just be like, I'm going to get one. And I think they're about. I've seen them like unopened, like for $500, which is a lot. That's a lot of money,
Yeah.
especially when you figure you're not really going to use the thing. It's going to basically sit on a shelf and kind
Yeah.
of be like a display piece or something. But yeah, so. Yeah, I don't feel like that was true virtual reality.
Yeah.
In the terms of what in the terms of like what Sony and Oculus and all them are doing, like, it's really not virtual reality. It's kind of, it's a cheap gimmick 3D, essentially.
Pretty much. Like,
Yeah.
the Virtual Boy came out in 95 and was priced at retail for about $180.
Mm-hmm.
And then compared that to $500, it's a big, it's a lot more
Well,
money.
you gotta figure two things. One, inflation. Two, you have to figure, like, it's a collector's item now.
Yeah.
And to get an in-box, like, mint, that's going to cost money no matter what console you're buying. So it's just additional stuff. So, yeah, it's a jump. It's twice the money, as when it first came out. But we'll see. I think that, it's always one of those things where it's hindsight. You're like, oh man, it was only 180 back then. Why didn't I get one? I could have, but still, if you think about it, like, double the price really isn't that kind. You wait, what, almost 20 years and you only double the price? That's not a whole lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, so in the 90s as well, the arcade VR units, I don't know, virtual reality arcade, and they were about $300 in 98 to come out.
Yeah.
And only 55,000 units were sold. So
yeah. Again, it's one of those things that, like, this has been something that's been in the works for 20 plus years.
Yeah.
And, it's one of them slow progressions where you're trying to learn everything. You're trying to figure out what's what and how to do it. And as a consumer, you're looking at it and going, the biggest thing for me, minus the whole, would it hurt my eyes or anything like that? I feel like one of the best things with video gaming is playing with your friends or me playing with my wife or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like, and the fact that like this basically cuts you off from the world around you, like it's weird. You know what I mean? Like I get the whole immersion point, and that's the part of it. But like to me, it's not fun to be sitting. Like I don't know if you watched. I think it was Ubisoft this year at E3. They had that Star Trek game coming out,
Oh, I
and
think
it's
I've seen a bit of it, but not much. Yeah.
yeah, and it's basically like 4 or 5 of your friends can control the Enterprise or whatever
Oh
Starfleet
yeah,
ship you
yeah,
want to
yeah.
do, and it's like one person is the flight operates and all that, and one's like the first in charge, the first commander, and then one's the captain. And I'm like, at the end of the day, you're looking at like over $1,000 worth of stuff, equipment sitting in more than that, like two. If you're talking $400 a pop, you know, like 3-4 grand of equipment just so you can play together in a room, like that's crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like to think that people would do that, that's nuts. That game, I don't think that game is so well, and I don't think they're going to move that many units to be able to do it. I think Oculus, in the grand scheme of things, I think Oculus will move better than the PSVR, just because people have very powerful computers, and it seems like computer people are more tech heads. You know what I mean? In terms of
Yeah,
like
yeah.
they're always up with the best of the best of the best, and that's to me the way they're going to go. But the only thing that could help is it's a little bit cheaper for Sony, but I don't know.
Sure, isn't Oculus on its second model headset? I'm not sure exactly what it is, but
Yeah, I think it's like the second or third
yeah,
edition of it. Yeah, you had the original, which was um, the whole Kickstarter thing, and then
yeah.
I think they came out with one more, and now they're on their third, I believe.
Yeah, they're very pricey. Oculus Rift is it's very good. I used it before here
Hmm.
locally,
Hmm.
uptown, and I had no problems at all. I had no headaches. It just felt natural to me playing it,
Hmm.
and it
What type
felt.
of game did you play?
See, the thing is, they were advertising the new Cyro, which is the new kind of internet that's coming. Like they have it over in Japan. It's like a
Hmm.
1,000 gigabytes per second, whatever way it works. It's like really hyper
Hmm.
fast internet, and they were kind of showing like the inside of like wires and connections and stuff, and like you had to get
Oh, okay, okay.
the highest score was like 50 you could get, which I got 50, but like you had it like look at
Mhm.
the thing like little like red ball for like a few seconds, and then look somewhere else. But see,
So it's more like a tech demo than an
pretty
actual
much
game.
yeah, but like it was a rail game,
Mhm.
like a rail gun
Yeah.
game, like Tank
Hmm.
Races or Star Fox in a
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But I don't know. See, I don't know. For me, anyway, PSVR doesn't seem to be anything I want at the moment. If I wanted to get it,
Yeah. Maybe.
there's no games for me.
Yeah.
Batman seems cool, but like what for like an hour, maybe 20 minutes, whatever the hell it is, and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. None of these games really. That's the other thing. Like none of the games are like, oh, I gotta have that. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
oh, I need that. Like, I don't know. Like Pong, they have like a basically Pong game, and they have like all these other. I don't know. The only one I'm hearing is the big one is maybe E Valkyries, and but that's it. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing that like to me makes me go, I gotta have it. And then like, you sit there and Sony's like, everything's playable on VR. Well, no, yeah, no, stop. It's basically you're putting this helmet on and it's putting a TV in front of you, like a theater, and you're playing that way. Well, I'd rather play Last of Us on my 70-inch TV, not a helmet with you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of weird. Um, that whole I feel like that's just basically a gimmick. Like we need to put games on there. Well, this game's on there. Well, it's not really that good. You know what I mean? Like I
yeah.
think Dragon Quest Builder is going to be on there, and it's like really like okay, that's kind of strange. But go
All right.
ahead, yeah, like knock yourself out, have fun. Like I don't. I think it's more like one of those, and that's the question too. Like how do I know that a game is legitimately VR, or is it one of these where we just slap it on like Batman is? Batman's a VR game, but
Yeah,
like Uncharted.
yeah. How would that work?
Let's say a new Uncharted comes out, right?
Yeah.
And they go, "Oh, it's for PSVR." Well, is it PSVR or is it put on the headset and I'm in a theater type thing? Like that's where I get thrown off on this whole thing.
Yeah. Like there, talk about Uncharted just for talk's sake.
Hmm.
If we were to get a new Uncharted game and it was in first person,
Hmm.
like a sort of like would that work? You think in VR?
Man, possibly.
What's that
But
game from EA
man,
called
that's
again? It's the
the
one
game
like
from who?
the one that's you jump around in buildings. You're doing all the fancy stunts. What is it? The girl. You're playing as some Asian girl.
Oh, oh my God, something's
Mirror's
Edge,
Edge. That's it.
Mirror's
Mirror's
Edge.
Edge.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Would it be like sort of the same experience as that? Climbing up and stuff, and then using your
Possibly.
gun.
But the thing with that is like you got to have move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Because I feel like to be immersed in that stuff, you gotta like move your hands and stuff. Like if I'm wearing the helmet and I'm holding the controllers, I don't know how immersive that's going to be. I'm sure some people are like, "Oh, I love it that way," but like, I feel like that's why Nintendo didn't really like the Wii didn't really hang on that well because people were tired of like swinging and standing up and doing stuff. Like it was cool, it was fun. You want to do it every now and again, but you don't want to have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
That's the other thing with VR. Like I feel like you have to be up and standing at all times when you're playing. And I don't know, sometimes I come home from work and I just want to chill out and just relax and play a game and lose myself in the game, not like have to stand up and walk around and do all that stuff. Like, and then if you're telling me I like climb mountains and all that stuff with Uncharted, nah, I'll pass. I don't know if I would. I don't know if I get it. And listen, I'm saying this, and I'm sure there's people out there going like, "You're crazy. That'd be awesome." Probably right. Probably dead on right, and I'm probably absolutely wrong. But that's just that's just my opinion on it. I'm not really super hyped for any of it yet. Like it's nothing's getting me to be like, and I'm a huge Batman fan, like huge Batman fan.
As you can see in his videos, yeah.
Yeah, like I love Batman so much, and I'm just like, whatever, man. It just doesn't, it doesn't.
Doesn't do
It's
anything
not
for
getting
you.
me. No, it doesn't do anything for me. And like that's let me put it to you. Let me put a little bit of perspective for you. So I have the Wii, right? And I'm loving the Wii. And then PS3 comes out. Well, PS3 comes out right around the same time.
Yeah.
But it was like $600-700. I'm like, I'm not buying that thing. That's insane. I don't even want anything to do with a $600 console. Never going to happen. I'm cool with my Wii. I'm good to go. They announce DC Universe Online. And I'm like, oh man, now you're kind of talking to me. I might get this now. Like and I start talking to my wife. I'm like, I think I'm going to start saving for one. They come out with Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
And legit, I dropped everything and I went and bought a PS3 for Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
This has me not want. I don't care. Like, there's no urge to go buy a PSVR to go play this game. I just don't care about it. Like, it doesn't. It's not doing anything for me. So to say like, oh well, it's just of course you're not going to buy it for one game. I bought a PlayStation 3 for one game, and that's legit. Like, I bought my PS4 one game for Arkham Knight, and that's the only reason I bought a PS4. And then when I was like, oh, I really like this, and I started buying other games, and I got into it. Like, I'm that idiot that buys consoles based on one great game.
Yeah,
if it's really great. So there's not a lot of people out there like me, but so for me, like if a Batman game can't move me to get something, there's really not much that's going to move me to get anything. Even if Nintendo, I'll be honest with you, like because a lot of people go like, oh well, what if Nintendo put out VR? Don't want it. Sorry. Like, I don't care to play that's just, I feel like you're locking yourself away from everything. And you're not experiencing like the joy of like, I would not want to play a Mario Kart game in a VR headset.
Oh, would you imagine like, that madness in first person?
Oh, don't get me wrong. I'm sure it'd be amazing, but I want to be able to like play with play a game. Like me and my wife will play, and we got two TVs now set up side by side. So that way she has full screen and I have full screen. And she'll hit, and I'm like yelling it. Like we were playing one day with a bunch of people online and from just Nintendo Guru community. And I'm yelling at her. Like, why did you throw that shell? Like, we're trying to catch up to Sean here and take him over, and you hit me with a shell and knock me way back. Like, what are you doing? But like, that's all the fun of Mario Kart. Like, okay, so you have a headset and you lift it up to yell at somebody? Like, no, that's not what I want to do. So yeah, for me, it's just, I feel like that locking in experience, it basically puts you into single player mode. And that's just the way it is. Like, I'm not a fan of single, like, don't get me wrong, I play single player games and I like them, but like there's games that I just want to get into and have fun with my friends and talk. Like again, Mario Kart, like battle mode, dude, there was nothing like that. Like it was always great to sit on the couch and scream at my brother and my cousin, like, what are you doing, you idiots? And again, I'm gonna lift my headset up to be like, what
Yeah.
the heck was that, dude? Right? So it's I don't know. And like a Mario game, I just don't know that I want to play a Mario game and like I feel like platforming games are going to be very difficult to pull off
Yeah,
in
big
virtual
time. Yeah.
reality. Like huge. Zelda game would probably work. You could probably pull it off with a Zelda or a Metroid, like Metroid Prime or something
Metroid
like that.
definitely would work, yeah.
Yeah, Metroid would definitely work. And especially if they were smart, the way they did it was when they put the visor on, like the lights that came off the visor, if it had like made it feel like you were wearing the suit. And like, I think they could really pull Metroid off big time with it. And if anybody could do it, I think Nintendo could do it. But I'm not, I don't know that I would buy it. Honestly, I don't know that I would. Again, that's not a game that I would go, I got to have VR for that. I don't care less. But,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I guess the only experience we have of a virtual reality experience in Mario Kart is actually Mario Kart 7 because of first person view on the
Yeah.
3DS.
Yeah. That's true. That's true.
And speaking of 3DS, you do have sort of that experience of VR, as in you can move the actual system itself and get a whole like a
Yes.
3D perspective.
Yes, and that's kind of like that with the Wii U. There's games
Exactly,
where
yeah.
you move the gamepad and it kind of like Splatoon. Splatoon, you move the gamepad and the character will move their gun to shoot. So that kind of gives you that vibe. I mean, don't get me wrong; it's not like you're in a headset or anything like that, but that's the one-to-one aspect is what starts to immerse you in it, and it's like the beginning stages of VR to some extent. You know what I mean? Like, because that's all VR basically is. It's like basically a 3D world. Like it's putting you in a 3D world. So if you're playing Mario Kart on the 3DS and you can move the cart or you can move it around, it kind of moves around. Or if you're playing Splatoon and like you're playing and you're shooting and then like you move the pad up and then all of a sudden you're looking up in the sky, like that gives you that vibe. Like the only difference is you got a person in third person. You see a character there, but there's some VR games that are doing that. There's some VR games that are doing third person games. So it's all relative to what you're doing in the realm of things, in the world of things.
Yeah. Now I will say, special mention. There's a game called VROG, VROG, if you get me, for Wii U, and it gives you like a really really VR experience. It's really good. Like recent enough for Wii U the last couple of weeks. And no, but it does like feel like a VR game, which I do like. For like you don't have that annoying maybe headaches or anything looking at the gamepad. So at least you can move anything around, your gamepad round and have that 3D experience without
You know what
having.
would be? I think would be a good game for VR would be Severed. I think Severed would be a very good game for VR. Like you could really pull that off, especially like with PlayStation with the Move. So you have the sticks, and then you could just swipe. Like you could swipe, and that'd be your slash, and then the one stick could move you. You know what I mean? And maybe like if you want to look left, like you just turn left and look left. Like I think that game would be really good in VR.
One problem there though. Well, it's a brilliant game. Have it on Wii U and 3DS. But if you wanted to do 180 turn, how would that work?
Just turn.
Fully turn?
Just turn your body.
Okay. No, but what happens if people are sitting down on the couch, for talk's sake?
Nah, you just can't sit down. I mean, you could probably just use your control sticks. You had to move. But my idea is you would have to stand there and then like turn and turn. You know what I mean? Like maybe the stick makes you move like forward, back, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But then like if you want to like go, or maybe you just look to the left. You know what I mean? You look to the left and then it's pointing you that way. And then it'll shift and then you just look back forward again. You know what I mean? I don't know how that all would work. I mean, standing up, you just turn that way, and I think it would just move you that way. Would be the way to do it.
Yeah. Now, I think the biggest positive for me for PSVR, which I think it has me sort of interested, but not interested enough to get it, is that you can stick in any HDMI device into it and use it as a personal, screen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can stick in, your Wii U if you want, your Xbox One, your PC even.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Because someone actually on...
So basically all you do is you would just plug it, like, example, if I wanted to do my Wii U, I just plug the HDMI into the unit itself?
Yeah, see, there's a box, if I'm correct, that comes with the
Yes, there's a box that comes with.
yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
stick that into there, and then you can see it on the screen.
Oh, so then you can basically like you're like I was saying before, you sit in the theater, so you would be
Yeah,
able to sit in the theater. Oh, okay.
and you can change the
That's
size of the screen as well, or something.
no, that's cool. I mean, it's not enough to make me get it, but
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
kind of cool. That is kind of neat,
yeah,
especially like if you're well, because then you can basically use it with your computer. So it basically then starts to rival Oculus to some
exactly.
degree.
Yeah, and it's
I mean,
cheaper
they're
as
not.
well.
You don't have games making games for PSVR for the computer, but still, like if you wanted to play a game that's first person, I'm sure it would work out pretty good.
Yeah, but the only downfall is obviously you can't move it. Like if you're playing Splatoon, you can't
Yeah,
actually,
yeah, you can't like look around and all that stuff, which would be kind of
unless you want to
cool.
do it, but you probably just hurt yourself or something. I don't know,
Yeah, yeah,
do something
that'd be,
ridiculous.
that'd be bad.
Yeah. So as well, like the price, big difference in Oculus Rift.
Hmm.
What's Oculus? What 800, 900 quid?
Something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
and
right around there.
the PSVR is 400.
Yeah,
Massive
yeah,
difference.
yeah. But I think you're also again you're looking at something that's you're looking at something that's made for one system.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like it's just made for the PlayStation, where Oculus has to do all these different things because it has to run on different computers. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be able to run the same on a Sony computer as it does, with a HP and whatever I was gonna say compact, but I don't think they're in business anymore. Dell and all that stuff. Like there's all these different computers out there that you have to be able to run on. And then you got all the ones that people just make from scratch. Like you got to be able to be compatible. And I think it's more probably compatible with the video cards and the motherboards and all that, so you can run and all that. But I think in theory, it's got to be heavy duty. Like you got to be
yeah,
able to do a lot more than, and you got to be able to like run at higher specs because there's honestly, computers are now running 4K and it's no big deal. Where PlayStation's not running 4K. It's about to, but it's not at the moment. So you have, it's obvious to me why it's more expensive. Now, the average person that's not really into computer stuff, they're like, oh, that's crazy. Why would I spend that kind of money? But you talk to tech heads and you talk to computer like guys are all like PC Master Race and all that stuff. They get it. They understand what it's all about, and they're a different mindset as it is. I mean, they're constantly upgrading their stuff and going. So for them to do this, I don't think it's a big deal.
yeah. Now let's look at a somewhat experience of VR, which is mobile.
Mm-hmm.
Like tablets and stuff. Like
Mm-hmm.
you have like you saw me there with the headset, the VR.
Yeah.
I know you can't see it now, but
Yeah.
no, like that is in a sense, we have VR, but like in a cheaper way.
Mm-hmm.
Like you saw the Stranger Things.
The box, yeah, like you take your phone and you put it in and
Yeah,
all that, and you can. I've seen that before. Made me sick real quick, man. Because
really?
yeah, man, I was nauseous within 5 seconds, man.
Wow.
Because it's it's a phone. It's not like I don't know whether maybe that particular phone didn't have high resolution and it wasn't like operating properly.
Yeah,
But yeah, I didn't like that at all. And I wouldn't. If I'm not mistaken, the video he showed me was Paul McCartney and the Wings. It was a concert, and back in the 70s, right? And I'm like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like it was cool. Like I felt like I was on the stage with them. And I
yeah,
look
yeah,
over, there's Paul McCartney, and I look over here and there's Linda, and I'm like, this is crazy. This is nuts. And like you turn all around and it's like you're standing in the middle of the concert on stage. And I was like, this is madness, man. But again, I don't know. It could have been the phone. The phone might not have been up to snuff. You know what I mean?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It was a Samsung. It was, man, you're talking about a year and a half ago, when Samsung or basically AT&T were giving out these little boxes if you bought the particular
Yeah, you
phone
got
or
it free
whatever.
or
And
whatever. Yeah,
yeah, and so a buddy or one of my employees, one of my workers came in and gave it to me, and I was just like, yeah, no. Like I tried it for maybe honestly, it wasn't like 5 seconds. It was more like, maybe 4 or 5 minutes, and I was just like, all of a sudden I could feel my eyes starting to like get wonky and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I thank you, but no, I don't want to mess with this.
yeah.
So
Sure. I think the biggest phone experience for VR would be HTC Vive. I think like they're really pushing it.
Oh
I
yeah,
think.
yeah. Well, I mean, Vive has their own anyway, right? I
Yeah,
mean,
but
Vive
they're really
has.
going big with it though.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
And that's the thing. Like, you got companies that look at it and they go, "This is the future. We're going to push. Our chips are all in. We're going to push for the future." I mean, I listen to PS I Love You, right? And I listen to Colin Moriarty, and I respect Colin a lot. I like, I'm a fan of him. I'm a fan of everything he says. 90% of the time I agree with what he says, and he's a big proponent of VR. Like, he feels like VR is here to stay, and me, I feel like VR is similar to 3D, where you're going to get a heavy push and then it's going to disappear. And,
come back
I
years
think
later on.
probably, I
Yeah.
think it'll come back later on. I think there's definitely going to be a time and a place for VR. I just feel like now's not that time. I think, I don't know. I think HoloLens has a better opportunity to be successful than VR. And
Yeah.
that's a weird statement to make, but like, I looked at what Microsoft was doing with HoloLens, and I felt like and that's augmented reality. That's not VR. It's a totally different tech.
Yeah.
But like when they did the test stuff at E3, and they were showing like the Minecraft world come alive, like, you're a fan of, I'm just gonna say, cube games, because I know you're not really a huge fan of Minecraft.
I was actually going to
But
mention Minecraft, but go on anyway.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you play Minecraft. You do a lot of videos of Minecraft on that, but I know like you prefer other cube games to Minecraft sometimes. Um, so, but when they brought that world to life, dude, I freaked out. I was like, "That is amazing!"
Yeah,
Like, the
same here.
table
Yeah.
just turned into the world, and I was like, "Dude, you got to be kidding me, man! That is amazing!" And then like they got stuff where like football, like you can watch football and it's like live in your room. Like, it becomes like, as you're watching, like you're seeing it like live in your room, in your living room or wherever, and it comes to life. So yeah, I'm a big, I like that stuff.
Yeah, like I saw that, and you can do like Skype calls, and I think technology wise, you can do stuff for science, and I was like, wow, this is just amazing.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
It's like, to me, I know it is expensive, but like it'd be worth investing later on. I think down the line,
I mean,
if
if
you're
you
into that
gave me
sort of
my
stuff.
choice, if you gave me a choice, you were like, you can either HoloLens or you can get VR, I'm going HoloLens. That's
Yeah,
just me. I think HoloLens is the future. I think it's just cooler tech for me.
yeah,
And again, that's just me speaking. I liked that tech, impressed me more than VR. Like, I don't know, man. Like, you can actually touch this. Like, it was crazy. Like, she's just like touching stuff and spinning the world, and I'm like, that is nuts. That you can just like look out at something and touch it, and it's moving and doing stuff. Like, that was, yeah, man. I like it. I like it
yeah.
a lot.
But like there, you have the 3DS, which is AR as well. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's a great example of AR on the
Yeah,
system.
so
Like,
are our phones. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
Pokemon Go is AR. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, it's out there. The tech is out there. Um, 3DS was the first AR that I ever
Same here, experienced. Yeah,
experienced. You know what I mean? Like, and that was cool. Like, I have in the other room, I have one of them cards. The cards that it comes with when you buy your 3DS, but I got a giant one.
yeah,
And when you take the picture, it brings a life size me
yeah.
up,
It's deadly.
and then when you flip the other side, it's Mario, and it brings like a bigger Mario on into the living room or wherever you're looking at. And I'm like, that's awesome. That's just cool. You know what I mean? And so that, and there's like a dragon game or something like that. Like, you can, it opened up this little world, and it's like a little dragon come up out of it. And so I'm like, that is just cool. I kind of was a little surprised that Nintendo didn't do more AR games or
Yeah, I
attempt
really
more
feel they should
stuff
have
with
done it.
that.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, you build it into the console. Why wouldn't? I mean, you're paying for that tech. Why wouldn't you do more with it? But maybe they just felt like, what, this is really not where we want to go.
Yeah, like I have a game. I don't know if you have it, Fatal Frame. Well, yeah, it's called Fatal Frame in America.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I know what you're
Yeah,
talking about, but I
yes, a
didn't get it.
spirit
I
camera.
I, I got
Yeah,
the demo. I got the demo, and I started messing with it, but I didn't
yeah.
wasn't up to tea.
But what I love about it is that they have VR and AR augmented into the one game card. Like, but I
Yeah.
think as an experience, it's pretty cool. It's actually my favorite experience on 3DS for that kind of experience,
Hmm.
and it does it pretty well, I think.
Yeah.
And let's see, if you talk about Minecraft, you know, even with the HTC Vive, you can actually, you know, move the screen right, well, your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Have you seen it before? Minecraft in
No,
VR? It's
no, I've never
okay.
seen Minecraft here.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Can you use the gamepad, or do you actually need, you know, the wireless stuff? If that makes sense, your wireless controllers.
Yeah.
But
I mean, if you're gonna do something like that, I guess you would be better to have wireless control. Like, could you imagine playing Minecraft with Move and like you're actually hacking the wall and all that
yeah,
stuff? And that'd be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool. Um, I would probably, honestly, I'd probably play that. That would probably be something to be like, I'd go for that because I love Minecraft. I
yeah,
really do. Like, I just love getting lost in that world and just going out and digging and all. And like, listen, when I'm digging and I'm mining and I get attacked all of a sudden, I freak out, man, because like you know what I mean? Like you're digging all of a sudden, it's like, whoa, what's that? What's that? What's that? Where am I getting hit? And like turn around, there's a skeleton in the distance like shooting you and stuff, and it's like
fuck
I
off.
start freaking. Yeah, I'm like freaking out, I'm like running around trying to get away from it and stuff, and it's like, oh, this is horrible, man. But like, and I'm because I play survival mode on that. Like my wife will play creator, so she plays, and I'm like, whatever. So one day she switched to survival, and she's like, "Oh my god, this is like a totally different game."
It is. It's a completely different game. It's a whole different
Yeah,
experience.
yeah, man. You literally when you go down in them caves and you don't have the right equipment, and all, like you get nervous. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when I go down now, I got like all diamond armor and all that stuff, and like I'm like whatever, man. Shoot me, do what you gotta do. It don't matter. Still, you could die if you fall from high. I'm that person that like when I'm like high up in the air, I'm like real creep, man. I'm moving real slow. I'm like I don't want to die. I don't want to fall and die because it's because you lose all your stuff, you know, and that's the main thing. Like I don't want to lose all my stuff. Like I worked hard to get all this, you know.
Yeah. Did you buy the Chinese mythology skin pack, the mashup pack even? Did it
No, for what?
for Wii U? It came out there. Was it last week or something? It's only like
Oh no, I didn't. I gotta get that.
what is it, like
What is it?
$5? It's a mashup pack. It's Chinese mythology, but it's very nice looking. I haven't looked at it
Oh,
fully, but it's very nice.
that's cool. How's the world look when you do that?
No, see, I haven't really looked around fully, but just whatever on the videos, you know, the trailers and the adverts, whatever on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube. It's really cool.
My thing is I love what Nintendo did with it. You know what I mean? I love the Mario world and all that.
Yeah.
I just don't like playing in that. Like, it's cool. It looks amazing. I think it's phenomenal what they did. I don't think the music fits Minecraft.
I know. Yeah.
Um,
It's like
it's
64, but
it's
you know, it doesn't really
yeah,
fit it at
man.
all.
It's weird to be mining and stuff, and you're hearing Mario music and stuff. Like that's the one thing that I love about Minecraft is that music is very. That's what got me into Minecraft. Just
Soundtrack, yeah.
going out yeah, man, going out and just mining and digging and all that stuff and that music. It's like therapy, man. I can get lost in that game. I can literally put that game on, intentions to play it for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and then like 3 hours blow by. And I'm like, what the heck just happened here? Like, this is nuts. And it's because it's real kind of therapeutic, man. You just get in there, you start doing your thing. Like, my wife will play it, and before, she's doing a lot better now, but before she's get like anxiety and panic attacks real bad, and she would jump on. And then, like, after 30, 40 minutes in creator mode, dude, she'd be like zoned out, like just out, just playing and stuff, and like totally like in a different world because it's real peaceful, man. That music is so. I play it at work. I just have it playing in the background just because I like the tone
Yeah, yeah.
and how it's real good, man. But so when you throw that Mario stuff in, as gorgeous as it looks, it's just like wow, this is kind of strange.
Yeah.
It's
Now,
just
tell me
it
this:
don't
when you're
fit.
at work, right? Would you play it on speakers for everyone to listen to, or would you listen?
Yeah,
Really?
no, I got my computer with two speakers on, so I sit in the office by myself.
Oh,
But
okay, right, okay.
people come in all the time. You know what I mean? So I sit in there and they're coming in, they're like, what's that music? Are you in a spa? And I'm like, it's my therapy, man. Get out of my office
The invisible
now.
bathtub around me. Fuck off.
Yeah, yeah. Like if I'm playing this, it means I'm ready to kill you. So you just want to get out now while you can. I mean, I'm in a bad mood and I need something to calm me down. Now, I play it at work. I could care less. You know what I mean? Like they come, I play all kinds of music at work. They don't care. I do it. I kind of do what I want there. They
Well, you are the boss, so.
well, I run a department. I don't run the whole place, but they kind of get to the point where they're just like, yeah, he does his, he, you know. march to the beat of his own drum, man. We're not going to mess with him. Leave him alone. And then, so
Yeah.
it's you set the tone when you walk in the door, Barry, and you're
Yeah.
like, F this place. And they're just like,
Minecraft music everywhere.
yeah, I'm playing Minecraft music. You don't like it? Shut up. And they're just like, oh, okay, no problem.
I know we're off topic, but I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Now, tell me this: would you prefer to listen to instrumental like Minecraft or some vocals? Like from a band or something.
At work,
Yeah.
So my thing is this: I like instrumental stuff a lot, or if it is vocals, it's got to be more low key. I I got that from years ago. I used to draw a comic strip, a web-based comic strip, and I would put on the internet. And when I would draw, I needed like real soothing music, so I could just lose myself in the drawings.
Yeah.
And a couple times I played like more power music, I guess you would say, like more metal and stuff like that, or like grunge and stuff back then. And I would find myself like not drawing as well because I was finding myself like getting just amped up and on edge. So as time went on, I started to go more like, what really started me was Final Fantasy music. I used to listen to Final Fantasy music when I drew, and it would kind of just like put me in a different zone. And then I realized like I don't want to just listen to orchestral stuff today. I want to listen to something, so I would listen to like country music a lot of times because it was more like they had some like more low key stuff and so different stuff like that. Like, but when I'm at work, I don't really play a lot of music. Like I'll literally open up YouTube and go and find like a soundtrack I want to hear. Like the other day I was listening to Paper Mario soundtrack and I'll just turn it on and play it. Or like Mario Kart is amazing. Like I love that soundtrack and I'll turn that on and play it. And Smash is another good soundtrack. Like I'll just go on YouTube and find someone that posted it all up on there and I'll play it and it plays from my speakers and that's it. I just get into my own little thing. Plus with lyrics, you never know. Like in the world we live in today, people get offended by the stupidest stuff. So if you're playing a song and it has something questionable comes on, you got to answer all that, and I don't feel like doing that. So yeah, instrumental is the best way to go at work.
Yeah, no, I honestly I do actually listen to the Minecraft soundtracks on my phone at work. And,
yeah, man.
Octodad as well. Sometimes. What else do I listen to? Even some Mario Galaxy as well, which is pretty nice.
Oh, that's amazing too. Yeah. Listen, since Galaxy, Nintendo has done this thing where their soundtracks are phenomenal.
They've really upped their game, I think, since Galaxy.
Oh God, I don't care what anybody said. They got the best music in video games. Yeah. Like straight up, it used to be for me like SquareSoft or Square Enix. They just crushed it. But now Nintendo just really, man, like I said, that Paper Mario Color Splash, that soundtrack is awesome. Like it's all orchestral. And it's just really, really good, man. It's just, and it has a lot of like throwbacks to old games, like when the airships come out, you'll hear the tone change and stuff. And it's like just really, really good, man.
Is the game any good? I haven't played it. See, I never got into the game at all.
Love the game. Love the game. Like, if you're a fan of Mario, you're a fan of Nintendo, like this game, it's Sean and I talk about it on the last, if we were in Nintendo, we talk about like 20, 30 minutes. We go in to talk about it and it's so good. I think I'm loving it straight up. Like it just, I don't understand where the hate came from. Well, I understand where the hate came from because that's just the internet and it is what it is. But I don't understand why. Yeah, I don't understand why. Like they never gave it a chance. They didn't care about it. And it's like, okay, so it's not Thousand Year Door. I apologize. I'm sorry. It's not that, but it's a good game. Like you're not even giving the game a chance because you wanted something else. In the meantime, it's a good game. I like it, and I don't know. I don't know why people like it's gorgeous too. Like it looks amazing. Like straight up. It is so beautiful. It's not even funny. Like I love it. I think art style is great. Music is fantastic. The writing is very witty and humor. Like the humor is through the roof, man. It's awesome. I love it.
Now I can actually picture Splatoon in sort of the same style. That kind of.
Oh, could you imagine that?
Or even like a pixel, 2D game, like sort of like maybe some sort of like platformer. If that would make sense.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I love Splatoon. Splatoon is so good.
I know. Yeah, it's our baby. Now,
It's oh man, it's so good.
before we go, uh,
Mm-hmm.
now Paper Mario, could it work in VR? You think?
Nah, I don't think that would work in VR. I think it's just too. Yeah, I don't think that's a game for VR at all. Because it's weird. Like you're gonna see like thin. Because when you turn to the side of things, it'll be just like a thin. It's kind of like the Wii version when you played it on Wii, where you turn to the side and everything was kind of like one perspective, and then when you looked at the other way, it was another perspective. I don't know that it would work,
Yeah.
honestly.
Actually, sorry, I should actually mention this. I don't know why I haven't even said this at all. It just popped into my head.
Mm-hmm.
A perfect example of virtual reality, I think, for maybe the so-called NX would be Fatal Frame.
Probably, yeah, absolutely,
Like, why
absolutely.
didn't they just think of that there? Like,
Yeah, you're pretty dead on. I agree with that. I agree with that.
I know, like, I think it's not bad at all on Wii U, but like, there's some kind of control issues, so like game
Yeah,
mechanics. It's
I didn't
okay.
like it for Wii U. That's the first time I played it was on Wii U.
Yeah,
I downloaded the demo and because I was like, look, if Nintendo's going to give it to you for free to
yeah,
start
it's two
and
two
try it
missions.
out,
Why not? Like, what is it? Like
there's
2 hours?
yeah, there's no reason why you shouldn't try it out. And
Yeah,
so I downloaded it and I was just like, yeah, this ain't for me. Like I'm not into horror games and all that stuff. And I was like, I appreciate what they did. I appreciate the reason for getting it and all that's just ain't for me. So I just shut it down and didn't play it again. But I think if you're into the horror genre, dude, jump all over that game because it is a good game. It's just not for me at all.
yeah. I don't know. It's a weird experience, but I did like it though. But it was like I haven't played it in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Now, speaking of horror, I think horror will be the big thing for VR.
Oh, absolutely,
It'd be the
absolutely.
biggest selling. Like you see Resident Evil, you see Paranormal Activity, definitely.
I can see your boy. I can see your boy PewDiePie jumping all over that stuff.
Who?
PewDiePie,
Who's that?
your favorite YouTuber.
That's you, Bobby.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm lying to you.
You lie to me a lot, so it's not even. It's not even.
Actually,
okay.
it's actually
I'm
someone
used
that you
to it.
don't like. Well, I don't.
Who?
Lamar Wilson.
I mean, I don't have a problem. I just don't think.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan. I'm not. It is what it is.
Actually, my favorite YouTuber is me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I do like me some BarryDunne. He's.
No, I'm saying my favorite YouTuber is myself.
I know. That's what I said. I like
All
me
right.
some BarryDunne. That's your name, right? BarryDunne.
Yeah, lots of fun. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. See, there you go. That's my favorite YouTuber.
Yeah. All right, Bobby. Thanks for going on. Anyway, that was a good laugh.
Thank you for having me, man.
So where can we find you online, of course, on social media?
You can find me on YouTube at Nintendo Gurus. You can find me Twitter, Nintendo Gurus, Instagram, Nintendo Gurus. I got a bunch of like podcasts. Showing they're available on iTunes, SoundCloud, Stitcher. So check all that stuff out.
Cool. So I think maybe the next time we'll see Bobby on the channel is when we do, hopefully, the bloody Nintendo NX official, look.
We're definitely doing something then. Trust me. Yeah.
Like I think I'm actually going to record myself if the NC Direct or something. Maybe.
Did you hear the rumor that
next week?
Yeah.
Look, this is every fucking week. I won't pass any heed.
I know. Toby told me that after showing off the air today.
Yeah.
Because he saw the article, and I was like, yeah, I don't believe that. I don't believe it for a second. We're not gonna hear nothing next week.
We'll see. All right, guys. Thanks.
We're not gonna hear nothing until January. Get ready for that.
I actually put up a tweet. We're actually going to get the official reveal the day before it comes out, but I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't be surprised.
NX is tomorrow. Go pre-order it now. Like, what is it? Man?
What are you buying?
I'll be first in line pre-ordering.
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So, all right, guys. Thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this. You can check us out on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, Vine, Twitch, and for more Nintendo and gaming podcasts right here. And as always, guys, stay fresh.